What to do? My name is Juby, or Juliana Juby Yasmin, and I just want to take you for a tour on my Wandering.Boutique. That is my pop-up shop. So I handmade clothes and jewelry and candles and oils and all kinds of goodies, and I just want to show you around my shop. I'll tell you a little bit about the bus first. So it used to be a 92 short school bus, 15 seats and a handicap door with a handicap lift. I had blue carpet, which is now wood floor, and it had chairs in it as well. So I undid all of that and redid what you see. So this is a chalkboard, which I still need to make into a more legit design. A little bit about me and what I do, who I am, and about Moonflower Child, which, by the way, I didn't even say that. Moonflower Child, that's my brand. It's a lifestyle brand because it's not just clothing, it's a little bit of everything. A way for you to learn how to live a healthier, happier, more spiritually in tuned life with your inner soul, because that's how I feel I have learned to live a little bit. So anyways, back to the bus. This is my dressing room, so you undo and you can step in, and I have hooks for you up there so that you have what you need. Not too bad, plenty of space. A little bit dark in here, probably you can't see, but you get the idea. Then I sell these bells, help you resonate that sound that is calming for me in the atmosphere. I have a bunch of kids' clothes, all handmade. A lot of these fabrics are vintage fabrics. I do design all of the patterns myself. I do a lot of line drawing too. I design my own tattoos. I have a couple more in a couple of other places. I have one on my bag too. But anyways, so here's a couple of line drawings that I do for screen prints. Some menswear t-shirts. And then I have a couple of vintage knitwear pieces that you can find on the bus that look really awesome with belts. Let's see, I have some men's stuff here and more skirts and pants. I'm a big fan of the harem pant, that low crotch pant. I'm also wearing a stripe skirt. You can wear it two ways. You can wear it this way or sideways. Either way works. I have some fuzzy. I do also bridal. So I have some bridal pieces. Those are all hand sewn on at the bottom. Also have this piece with a really awesome lace applique on the back. The racks I made with just bamboo, drilled holes through the middle. These are rock climbing attachments to the walls and to rocks and whatnot, so they're really durable. They do only have one hook in there, so that might be a downfall. The ones I had before broke while I had all my clothes on the racks, but had to find a quick alternative. So I do some jumpsuits. I have a bunch of kimonos. I do some dyeing of fabric myself. So this is actually dyed with rust. So you can actually see a couple of the different like metals that left some design prints behind. Then I did do a little bit with velvet this winter. So this is a jumpsuit. Then I've got my staple Moonflower Child piece. I don't know which one is my favorite to show you. I'll show you this one. My goddess dress. It's got big armholes, cut out shoulders. The design of it looks a bit like that. And like that. So then I have a couple of other mini crop dresses. This is a little onesie, like a romper, actually has shorts under it. I have some bags up here. Let me talk about, I guess, the ceiling. So the ceiling was wood bead board that I found from a place here in Durham called the Reused Wood Warehouse. Same with the floor and the wood shelves over here. Everything that you're going to see in here that's wood is from the Reused Wood Warehouse, so love that place. They've got really good deals on used reclaimed lumber, and it's got a really nice sense of character to it. It's been used and it's got a little bit of love and life in it, so I like that it's not really all like even. It's all kind of a little bit all over the place. The ceiling was interesting. We have here, I'll show you my key. I have a key for the ceiling. This is one of the smallest pieces on the bus, and then also here on the floor, my floor key is right there. So just a little secret for you guys. Anyhow, I have a couple of other things going on here. It's my grandma's sewing machine that got me going once I moved back to the States. Did some wood burning work here for a couple of bangles. I've got essential oils here. These are all made with natural ingredients and different scented oils that represent the name. So I've got Lady Gordon, Sweet Citrus, Forester, Mystic Mint, Evergreen Woodsman. That one's probably my favorite. Forester, Vanilla Aura, Muscat Dusk. A couple of different ones that you can choose from. I've got some handmade wallets. Here's the driver's setup. Here's your basic steering situation here for the 92 bus that this is. I've got some windshield wiper stuff here. You can see that it's a bit rainy today, so I had to use those for the first time. And then I've got this humongous mirror. I've got mirrors to the left, and then 2 down there for my blind spots, 2 over there for more blind spots, and then another to my right. And then this is obviously my visor if it's too sunny. And a typical dream catcher like I have in my other car, except this one's super sized for the bus. There I am. And Meraki. So Meraki is the name of my bus. It means to do something with soul, creativity, or love, leaving a piece of yourself into what you are doing. That kind of represents a little bit about what I did over the winter, 2016 winter. I was kind of lost. I needed to figure out what I was doing with my brand and how I was going to be doing pop-ups a bit more often. It's a lot of work to set all of this up with a tent, and my tents were beginning to get kind of weak because I hang my bamboo off of the actual tent frame, so that was kind of worrying me the more often I did pop-ups, that my tent was slowly going to be dying on me. And I'd been looking into a bus for a really long time, and it was finally about time, I guess, that I did something about it and had the money saved and just went for it. You just gotta do it. You gotta take the dive, do your dream, make it happen. Own a shop. So I'm owning a shop. I make clothes. Everything's one of a kind. Yeah, it's a lot of work, won't deny, but totally worth it because being in this space feels like heaven. Anyhow, so I went ahead and wrapped this, which is part of the handle here, which you pull up and twist round to open the door. There's a food truck right there, we'll just ignore that. We'll take you for a tour outside in just a bit. But so then there's my original logo there, my chucks that I normally use, but I'm on pretty flat ground right now, so I don't feel like it's totally necessary. Learned my lesson. I didn't leave this plant out here, but I did leave my other 2 plants out here. Got really cold. The bus doesn't have heat or anything, but I guess for some reason I felt like they would be safe on an interior location, but totally don't listen to that, because they pretty much, a lot of those long dangly pots just really didn't make it, so they needed to be inside and recover for a bit. They're in recovery mode. So I have these substitutes from our house that grow really beautiful purple flowers in the summer. I have a couple of bumper stickers here with my logo and my mantra, which is stand boldly as someone different. I feel like that's an important thing for me to remember, because there's a lot of weird and funky people in this world, and I think it's important for us to share that grooviness that we all have. Otherwise life would be kind of dull. So anyhow, I have I try and be resourceful with my fabric. A lot of what I do is making clothing in a sustainable way. What the fashion industry does for me is not appealing. They have a lot of waste, and I feel like it's important to look to that waste and use it, because it hasn't lost its purpose and it is still valuable to me, and it does still have a lot of beauty. And I think that also makes it special, because then you're basically wearing something that no one else is wearing, because no one else is going to be owning that fabric, you know, because it's a dead stock, or it's a vintage, or it's a leftover fabric that's, you know, in small runs that you can only really make 1 or 2 pieces out of, something like that. So anyhow, so what I do with my leftover fabrics from my clothes that I make light switch covers. So I have doubles and triples. That's probably one of my favorites. I don't know if you can even see that. So I make triples and doubles. Then I have a couple of plug outlets like that. I leave the holes covered just so that you can only see there's one hole here, so that you can poke them through and put that into your wall without, you know, me selling them with a hole in it. I don't think that looks appealing. But here's a snippet of my business card, Moonflower Child. Took me a while to get to that name. The brand, the logo, the concept, it's a bit of a representation of who I am, as well as what I do and who I feel the people that buy from me, what they become a part of. You know, they become a part of my world. To me, if you buy from me, that makes you a Moonflower Child. And I've begun to actually label, let me see if I can show you. I've begun to actually label my clothing with my tag on the outside of clothing. I think that's a nice thing to be doing, to switch up, because, you know, stand boldly as someone different, right? You should do different things, and I feel like it's important for people to know that they've been tagged as a Moonflower Child person. That's kind of like how I like to see it. So up here I've got some jewels. I've got a bunch of crystals that I like to wrap. I'm sort of doing the macrame style, but as much as I love working with weaving and knitting and all that, it's not really my thing. It's too finicky for me, so I started working a little bit with wire. I'm no pro. I like to have it be kind of an organic wrap. I don't like it to necessarily be as ornate as the ones that you see out there. That one has like a butterfly on it. But yeah, and then I have a couple of knickknacks. Here's a choker piece that is wood burned. I got some pendants here, and then a friend of mine who does a lot of wire wrapping, a little bit more ornately like that, but with shells and things that she finds from nature, which is pretty awesome. I've got some knitted pieces. These can be do-rags or cowls or neckbands or what. Got a couple of really awesome hats. These are really big, and you can kind of get that tag to the side. I don't know what that's looking like on me, so you can see my reflection, but anyways, you kind of get the idea. Got some cool things. This was a piece that I wove. It's like a headband, which is kind of awesome. I do a little bit of painting. I haven't dabbled in it in a while, but it's probably my favorite one that I've done recently. I've got a couple of prints that you can buy if you don't want to buy the actual painting. A friend of mine does photography, so these are some really amazing kind of abstract designs that you can find on the bus. I think are really thought-provoking. This is actually an iron, which I thought was kind of interesting. Got some shoes that I had for my senior collection back in college a little while back. Got some scarves and kind of wraps and things. Got a few really cool belts up in here. These snaps I think are really kind of awesome. They kind of undo just like that and then snap back. Got some yoga bags or yoga mat bags. I actually did, like I do my tattoos and my screen prints, I designed this print and had it printed on fabric. I think I actually ordered that from Spoonflower. Here is some teas that I have by Antler Alchemy, a friend of mine up in DC area called April, a warrior of light. which is kind of awesome. So these are all really beautiful blends of tea. They're really tasty. This one is really beautiful. Awesome yellow color. She also does a really great herbal blend. It is not ganja, which a lot of people seem to think it is, which I can understand, but it is all herbal stuff. The green that you're seeing is probably that mugwort that creates that kind of herb look, but there's lavender in there and all kinds of good flavors. So we sell those. Got a couple of cocktail napkins. These aren't full-size napkins again, made with scrap fabrics, left over from pieces that I make. Got a couple of bindies, all kinds. They're all different. I love wearing bindies. Connection to alternative cultures, which I feel is important for us to all be united as one and not see that it is a way for us to kind of imitate or represent without the knowledge of what it is that they are meaning for. So I think that is really interesting. So I've got some wood burn. These are magnets, so they can be for your fridge or whatever you want. Wood burn my logo kind of on there. And then I got some earrings, a couple of handmade by me, a couple of handmade by a friend of mine, Feather and Stone. She makes some really beautiful jewelry pieces with some really amazing feathers. These ones are kind of epic. Let me see if I can actually put a ring. I put a ring on it. Put a ring on it. Got this in Greensboro at a coffee shop. She does like cast iron art, and I had to buy one whenever I saw it. I think it's pretty awesome as a display. Got a couple of Palo Santos and some mugwort up in there. These are pipes. They're really kind of amazing. I love my pipe that I use. And they're all different woods, and again they have a magnet, and the whole piece can come off. You have a storage, and then you have the smoking chamber. I would recommend using a screen. It does get clogged if you don't use a screen. But what's nice about it is that you can have it like that and smoke it with it open, or you can smoke it with it closed through that screen there. And it also is a really strong magnet, so it holds nice and tight. I've got some prayer flags, got some soy scented candles. Here are some more of the body oils. I've got some beeswax lip balms that we make with our beeswax and our honey from our backyard. Call it a Buddha bee apiary. Buddha bee apiary. And then this is a wildflower honey from Georgia. Make these from scrap leather that I found at the scrap exchange, and then these are gungri bells. These are tinctures from Wild Harvest, another friend of mine who is at the beginning of her creative journey, and I wanted to support what she does because I think it's important to support other artists. But you have a moon cycle tincture, which for me I really love. It helps to kind of ease that pain, the emotion. It kind of helps to like stabilize you where you are a little bit, because sometimes those days can be a little bit rough. And a wellness tincture that's got ignatia in it, which is always really helpful, I think, for that cold season. Got a couple of pillows here, again made with scrap fabric. Some gangster Rasta style hats that have a cap on them, really awesome for dreadlocks. Got some vintage knitted crocheted blankets here. Some more jewels here. I have a couple by a friend of mine, and the others are mine. While Odin sleeps, she makes a couple of really awesome moon pendants with quartz crystals. And then I actually do get a lot of my rings from her. She has some really amazing metalmanship. And then again with the wrapping here, that's the friend that makes the shell wraps. And then these are my wraps, all these different crystals that you can find. Do you have a different type of incense than you might normally find? These are really, really, really amazing smelling. I can't tell you how much I love them. True to their name. Right now I'm burning Stress Relief. It was kind of a rough morning getting here. It was raining, and I don't know, it's still new to me to be taking this bus out, so I feel the need for some stress relief. And this mirror, I've been through so many mirrors in my day, it's ridiculous. ridiculous. So this is the one that I was doing with my pop-ups. It's really awesome with the metal on the outside. I was really hoping it wouldn't break, but it did. I have got way too many years of bad luck, but I'm not going to believe in it because it's so not true. But I do have this bigger mirror that I bring with me now just because I have the bus and it's a little bit easier to transport it. I lay it flat when I'm driving though, and I take all of this down when I'm driving. It's a lot bumpier than I thought it would be, so just note for other future road goers with their businesses. I'm a big fan of the crop top. Big fan. Always rocking the crop top. So I have a bunch of different ones. This is the rust dye. I've got all kinds of different sizes. Crop tops that are off the shoulder. A couple of gilets. This one has got a train on it. Then I've got some shorts and skirts down here, again with the velvet. And I had a friend of mine, Colour the Well, who tie-dyed these for me with ice whenever it was snowing. So these came out really awesome, and then I screen printed over them. Let me see if I can find. This one came out really cool. Kind of subtle, but not subtle, if you know what I mean. And again, with my logo on the outside. And then got my mat here so you can wipe your feet, and I do have a runner just to give it some more ambiance. I've got bags down here. I made these two, and then these two are vintage pieces. I've got an email sign up sheet up here, and then I've got some steps to the outdoors. So this is what she looks like from the back. We also built those steps with wood from the reused wood warehouse. I always have this hanging somewhere around the bus when I'm doing my pop-ups. This is a communal weaving, so with all my scrap fabric, again, not wasting, I let people add what they will. There's no rules. You can kind of decorate it as you wish. I've got a few that have already been made. I'm hoping to do like a gallery showing of all of the work that others have done, as like a community art gallery opening, something along those lines. It's still in the works. But so also offer a DIY dream catcher session. I'll give you everything you need for making a dream catcher, and you can take it home with you. Gypsy paint is like a henna style face or body painting design that's just done with face paints, and a guidance reading. I can read you to give you some guidance, and then the communal weaving. Paint on the outside with all my social media, whatnot. I am currently on Etsy, but I'm actually going to be migrating to selling everything solely off e-commerce. I'm currently using Shopify, so I'll be bidding Etsy farewell. It's been good to me, but you can't put really stuff that you haven't made on Etsy, and I'm beginning to kind of branch further away from just having my handmade work, so Etsy is kind of no longer an option for me. So I had these bamboo pieces that we chopped just these like edges here so that it would have a hook to hook onto. You can see all the clothes from the outside. And the design of my logo. So down here there's going to be bees painted here by a friend of a friend from the Good of the Hive. I thought it was kind of ironic, I guess, that this looks like a honey bee frame. So that is going to be decorating this side a little bit more because it's a little bit lackluster currently. And then the front, again with my mantra, stand boldly as someone different. I've got my mandala design with my line work, and then my logo up top. There'll be still more painting that I want to add to it eventually, but as we go, I think it's important to just kind of savor where I am now. And then again, kind of the same thing on this side. So normally if I'm parked horizontally, I'll have this door open and the back door open, these windows up, both of them, so you can see the shelving. You can kind of see it through the dog windows, and then I can also open that handicap door. but that's pretty much the best. Oh, and I guess I could show you, I was kind of excited about this just because I don't know, I used to play cash register with my grandma when I was little, so it was kind of awesome that I have a legit cash register now. So this, using the scrap wood from the ceiling, this is my cash register, and this is where I keep my tissue paper. These are my bags. I keep this astrology book with me, crystal Bible. This was from my brother for Christmas. It's a really great book to have. It's very descriptive, both literal and spiritual type of aspects, things that you might want to learn. This is kind of my office on the road. I've got my LLC paperwork with me and insurance paperwork and any kind of legal stuff that I might need with me. Some stickers for jewelry and labels for the tags up there. I've got some info sheets. A lot of people are curious about Palo Santo and what it does. So here's a little bit of an info about what it is. It's one of my favorite smells. Probably my favorite smell. It's very soothing. So I keep extra business cards in here. I've got pretty much all of these as backups in case any of them break. I've got the Square, the Etsy, and then also the Shopify, which is new. Right, forget where I left off, but figured now's a better time than ever just to say thanks for watching. I'm gonna start doing more videos. Not really sure what about yet, but I figured I could share a little bit about like my life and what I do and how I've got here, and kind of just create that story in a video form for you to watch, just to learn more about me and Moonflower Child. Based out of Durham, so if you're ever in Durham, give me a shout. And here, let me show you. Here's the logo. And then the website and my email if you ever need it. Email's the best way to get in touch. Anyhow, yeah, just to really appreciate that you are interested, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to answer. If you have any thoughts or if you have any comments, I'm always happy to hear and love to know what other people think. And it's all about sharing. We're all, you know, on this planet together, so in it forever together. Well, not forever, temporarily, but nonetheless, we're in it together. So just, yeah, give me a shout if you ever have any more questions. And thanks for stopping in the Wandering Boutique that I call Meraki for Moonflower Child. Happy weekend.